Deep in the forest, where the trees stood tall and the flowers bloomed bright, there was an old tree trunk that everyone thought was dead. But it wasn't. Beneath that trunk lived Toby, a tiny mouse who loved quiet afternoons, warm cups of tea, and reading books. His home was small but cozy, with a leafy bed, a tiny bookshelf, and a kitchen filled with berries and cheese. One day Toby was curled up inside, reading a book about stars, when he heard a knock at the door. He opened it and found Hugo, a little hedgehog, soaked and shivering in the rain. "May I stay here for a while?" Hugo asked. "I got lost in the woods." Toby smiled and said, "Of course, a small home always has room for a big heart." So Hugo came in and dried himself by the fire. Soon it was time for bed. "You can sleep in my guest room," Toby said. "It's just through this hole in the wall." When Hugo peeked inside, he found a soft bed made of leaves and moss. "Thank you," Hugo whispered, yawning. "Being small is nice sometimes," Toby agreed with a smile. "Not having to ask for permission is even better." The next day, the sun shone through the window as Benny the bunny hopped by. He was carrying a big carrot. "May I come in?" he asked. "Of course," said Toby. "A small home always has room for a big heart." Benny hopped in and shared his carrot with the others. Then he told them about his burrow. "It has so many rooms," he said. "I have one for storing carrots, one for jumping, and one for relaxing." "That sounds nice," said Toby, "but I like my small house. It's perfect for 3. Just then the wind began to howl outside. "Oh dear," said Hugo. "I think there's a storm coming." Suddenly, Lila the squirrel peeked in through the window. "Can I come in?" she asked. "Of course," said Toby. "A small home always has room for a big heart." Lila came in and sat by the fire. She was followed by Rico the bird, who flew in through the window. "Can I stay here?" he asked. "Of course," said Toby. "A small home always has room for a big heart." Rico perched on a branch above Toby's head. "I'm going to make a nest here," he chirped, and that's how Toby's little house became full of laughter and love. Every day new animals came to visit. There was Flip the frog, Sally the snail, Freddy the fox, Millie the mole, Charlie the chameleon, and Nilly the newt. They all came to play, to relax, or to look out the window at the world. And Toby loved it. But one day something strange happened. The tree trunk shook. Toby gasped. "An earthquake," he squeaked. But Lila looked outside and said, "No, there's a giant man cutting down trees." All the animals were scared. What should they do? Hugo thought for a moment. "We need a plan," he said. "Quick, Benny, grab some dirt. Lila, get some leaves. Rico, bring some pine cones. And Toby, you bring your paints." They all looked at him in surprise. "What are we going to do?" asked Lila. "We're going to make a sign," Toby said with a smile. "So the man knows our home is not empty." The next morning, the man came with his saw. He saw the sign and smiled. He turned off his machine and placed a sign next to the tree that said, "Protected Area, Home of the Little Friends." From that day on, visitors came from all over to see the magical trunk and the little friends who lived in it. Children would come with their parents and sit quietly under the tree. Birds would fly down to whisper secrets to Rico. And Toby, he sat back in his cozy chair sipping warm tea and whispering to himself, "It's a small house, but it has the biggest heart."